That preamble I just said was prophetic.
It made no sense to me whatsoever.
Because you have hearing problems and you're getting old. Okay, let's have you do a cold read. Can you even read this? Who is our next guest to our left?
It's your handwriting, doesn't mean
It's
anything.
typed.
Laura is a leading social media influencer, speaker, and private coach who has spoken in front of tens of thousands of people over the course of her career. In demand and ahead of the curve when it comes to leveraging LinkedIn and other platforms for professionals. She has developed a keen understanding of the world of financial advisor by working with the best of the best for over 20 years in the financial services industry.
And he didn't look up at the camera even once, but we don't care about that. No, Laura, I met you at New Jersey,
I can barely see.
You can talk more. You've had a great professional experience with Merrill Lynch, and now you're off on your own. Can you give us a little bit of the genesis?
Absolutely. So I would have to say the genesis is the fact that I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So way back when, we're talking about stories, way back when I started working at a vegetable stand in New Jersey, Garden Fresh, the Garden State, right? And then basically from there, I've always been working. And basically from there, my dad said, you need to get a great job, honey. So off to Ryder, I went to become an accountant. And then went into corporate right from there, went into Merrill Lynch. And literally climbed around the financial services jungle gym, but always had that burning desire to do something on my own. So when social media came around, I was basically asked to travel the nation and roll out social media to financial advisors at Merrill Lynch. And that was a consulting position. So at the end of it, I decided that, hey, you know what? I can take what I've delivered to the Merrill Lynch financial advisors and deliver to all the advisors out there. There's about 300,000 advisors that practice, finance. So I said, I could take this and I can do this on my own. So through social media, I've been able to leverage my message and get the word out there. So that is really how I came about and going out on my own.
Mm-hmm. But you said, I guess to break it down simply though, you said you just have to know who you are, tell a story, be consistent, and then along the way, learn about LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever you want to use.
That's exactly right. So you're absolutely right. You really need to know who you are because it's your personal brand. That's what's selling anymore. It's all about your brand. You have your corporate brand and you have your personal brand. Like if you work in a corporation, the real win for you and the corporation is to marry the two together, to marry your personal brand and the corporate brand. But your personal brand is what makes you unique. What makes you different than everyone else out there? What makes you different than the other VP of sales and marketing? And it's who you are. It's your passions, it's your hobbies, it's your interests. It's what do you do outside of wearing that VP hat of marketing and sales, if you will. So if you love to cook, if you love wine, if you love to volunteer with the Girl Scouts of America or Girls on the Run or the Boy Scouts, whatever the case may be, what is it that really makes you you and makes you unique?
Are you consulting, meeting with people one-on-one and getting information from them and then advising?
That's a great question. So I do. I meet with them in terms of getting their story, because your story is part of what makes you you, and it's part of what makes you your brand. Because you need to own the narrative around your brand. If you don't own the narrative around your brand, it's just going to happen to you. So you really need to own that. So I'll get that out of them. I'll get the story out of them, but I'm no writer. Remember, I went to school to be an accountant. So what I'll do is I'll have them then talk to a copywriter to really craft that story.
Give us a specific, somebody might come to you.
Small business, I even say.
With a given situation.
Yep.
And then, so what are some of those situations and how do you respond to them?
Like Kurt was a failed guitarist. But let's say a guitarist comes up, he goes, I think I have talent, how can I get the world to know me?
Right. So what you would want to do is first start out in terms of what makes you unique as a failed guitarist, if you will. We're just going to call you a guitarist. You're not a failed guitarist. We're going to call you a guitarist.
I'm a failed talk show host.
That's true. Anyway, go on.
But really, so what is it? So we would really talk about what lights you up. Like, what made you so excited about playing the guitar? Like, what made you so excited about being a talk show host? And then taking that and saying, okay, well, how can we parlay that and get that message out there? And what mediums are we going to use? So for you, it wouldn't necessarily be, I would say, a Snapchat or a Vine. It might be more or less like a YouTube. You might have a YouTube channel where you could showcase your capabilities of being a talk show host, being a guitarist, and putting, you'd start your YouTube channel with your why. Why do you do what you do?
So part of it, you're directing people to whatever niches of social media
Based on his
exist.
music and
That's exactly
and
right. That's exactly right. So, but if you were absolutely, a CEO, then we would say, okay, let's make sure that you're on LinkedIn. Let's make sure that your LinkedIn profile is completely optimized. And we wouldn't want you on an Instagram
or Snapchat or something
Snapchat.
with
Exactly.
a younger and stuff like that.
That's exactly.
So you're like a spiritual accountant. So you kind of give clarity and assessment. You can target the right social media, and then you know the tricks of the trade about social media. Like any trends about LinkedIn or Facebook that people don't know how they can utilize it better? Or?
Sure. Yeah. So those of course are the big two, and then the third one is Twitter, and then of course we've been touching on Snapchat and Vine and Instagram, and those are all great as well, and they're coming into vogue more and more. They're more for the younger generation. But in terms of LinkedIn is really for professionals, and LinkedIn is growing in leaps and bounds, and it's truly not going away anytime soon. And what you can do on LinkedIn is you can really find your target audience. You can do very narrow targeted searches on LinkedIn to find exactly who you're looking to speak to, and then start communicating out. So it's a huge platform. LinkedIn, I think it was about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years at this point, they enabled everyone to do long form posts, which is really blogging. So at one point, LinkedIn only had LinkedIn influencers. There was about 500 of them, and they were the only ones communicating out, or they were the only ones allowed to communicate out. Now anyone can do that, which is fantastic because you've got over 400 million potential eyeballs.
And that controls the narrative of your good.
That's exactly right.
I get constant emails from LinkedIn telling me somebody posted on LinkedIn, but I don't really even know what it is. What is the nature of LinkedIn?
She just told you.
No, what does it do, though? What does it do?
It's a professional network. LinkedIn actually started for the human resources individuals of the world.
To make life
and
easier.
recruiters.
Yeah.
So it was really an HR tool, and now it has expanded into a sales tool. So it's for professionals that are out there.
But so people post stuff about themselves and then they meet other people, or?
It depends on how active you want to be. So, for example,
and what you're looking for, job, clients.
Yep. So let's say you're looking for a job. You want to make sure you've got a great professional picture. You want to make sure you have utilized the 2,000 characters in your summary to tell your story. List your previous experience.
Use that profile.
Use that profile.
So LinkedIn, you create your profile, and then people who might want to use your services can find you.
Correct.
Right.
Like if you're looking for a job, recruiters will find you if you create your profile in the most optimized way. If you are in sales, then the same thing. It's basically going to be that hook. That summary is your hook, and you're telling your story in that summary.
And so many people neglect that. They neglect it.
Now,
that's exactly
let's
right.
say you have your LinkedIn profile. Can you then go and search for employers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. You can do so many different types of searches on LinkedIn, and I always encourage people, go in and play with it. You're not going to break it. And in LinkedIn, you can actually set yourself anonymous, so people won't even know that you're looking at them.
People look at me just as anonymous LinkedIn searcher. But one thing, and you said this too, still, especially with young people, watch what you put on. The internet is the death of not forgetting. So if you put on a picture of you with a donkey.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you really have.
You shouldn't refer to yourself like that.
I know.
No, you really have to be vigilant, because if you're looking for a job, or if you are in a sales position or whatnot, people Google you, and the images come up.
Yeah.
So it could be an innocent image of a bachelor party. However, you don't want that out there in the social media world, and that goes along the lines of Facebook. Facebook's more on the personal level. You can have a Facebook company page if you own your own company, and Facebook has 1.6 billion people on, and you can use Facebook to get very targeted. You could say, I want to look for, let's say you're a boutique owner in Princeton, and you have men's fashion. I want to only target men that are 45 to 65 in this zip code with this title.
Yeah.
You can get that targeted. It's incredible. And the fastest growing demographic on Facebook are retirees.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff happening on Facebook.
They're getting used to the newfangled internet.
That's exactly
No,
right.
but they like it too.
They like it. Well, they're able to stay connected. They're able to stay connected to family that's far away, grandchildren that they might possibly not see that often. They can get those
They might
posts.
be surprised
And
what
they
their
at the time-
grandchildren are posting.
No, but they're at the time and they're proud that I was scared of this, but I can do this. And
Oh, they
yeah.
feel connected.
Yeah.
My aunt is a great example. She was scared at first. I believe her daughter, my cousin, was managing her Facebook account, and now all of a sudden, she's posting. And they live in Georgia, my aunt and my cousin. And I feel much closer to them because they are posting what they're doing. They're posting the flowers that are blooming in their yard.
Yeah.
So you just feel a deeper connection with
If
people.
Facebook is good for at least one thing, it is that people are geographically removed, or even, you can be around the same place but not run into each other.
That's
and
right.
you can sort of keep up with people and see what, their personalities.
That's exactly right. Oh yeah, the personalities certainly come out on Facebook.
Sometimes they're wackier than you assume.
Yeah, some people, they take a picture of every moment of their lives and they think we're all going to be riveted by it.
Yeah.
Well, those people I end up hiding. I'm like, I don't care. I stay connected to them,
Yeah.
but I hide them. I
Right,
just
right.
don't want to see what's on their feed.
You mean you don't want to see my breakfast?
No.
I don't want to see your
No,
Becky.
I feel bad. I have a pretty good memory. What else did you want to talk about? Because you came all this way. You've been running around today. You're a social dynamo. You're a media maven. What else did you want to focus on?
Well, I wanted to talk about relationship management.
That's it.
Because, yeah, it's really, really important because what happens is social media opens the doors. So your online opens the door, but it's the offline. It's the relationship that closes the doors, that enables us to connect and have me on your show. It enables us to, if you're in sales, it enables you to close that deal. If you're looking for a job, the recruiter finds you online, then you interview with him or her, and then you get the job offer.
Oh,
because
it's the
you
next
connected on-
step. You might have
it's
had
the
the
next
hook.
step.
You had the hook. You got it in,
right.
but you
Because that's how we connect. We're human. We're still human beings, even though we're acting like robots because we're all walking around with our devices. We're acting more and more like robots, right?
and disconnected a little bit.
And,
Yeah.
I don't have a cell phone.
You don't?
Nope.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's not
I'm
interesting.
That's
alive.
really
I'm alive,
cool.
and I'm not. I have no use for it.
That is so interesting.
I'm on the internet a lot, but
I think he needs to be a case study.
Yeah.
Right?
These days, especially very much.
I don't know how it works. I just
That's amazing.
So when we have conversations, even I know like some of the texting this and that. He's like, what Snapchat, FaceTime,
Yeah.
He thinks FaceTime is a hockey term or something.
No, FaceTime's not a hockey term. We need to get you up to speed. Hada. You're very uncomfortable by this.
But you're an
No,
artist. You have paintings you want to. Yeah, he has to. He's actually a pretty good artist.
no. I don't have time to deal with it. I mean, it's like people.
it's a time saver.
I don't call people that much. It's like these people.
It's
They're
a
constantly
time
yapping
saver.
and yapping
He's
and
talking-
yapping. Are they paying people to talk to them?
It's a
I don't
time
get
saver.
it.
It's a time saver. It makes your life more efficient. It really does. What do you?
But doesn't it just people are always obsessing on the possibilities of what might be on the social media, and they forget just live life, talk with people. I'd rather talk
exactly.
with you.
So you connect online and then you live life. Let's go meet, for coffee at Starbucks or Fedora's
But most
or.
of the people seem to have forgotten that. They're walking around, they're just disconnected from what their surroundings are and obsessing on whatever is in computer land.
Well, but you have to take control of that. So, and those people are just obsessed, right?
But I'm
So-
not in charge of other people. I have taken control of it. I don't deal with that. And other people, they're like in
He's
another
selective. They're
world.
listening. Anyway, we only got 3 more minutes. So you're talking about finishing the deal,
Yeah. So it's really.
and then you have to help him off. Pay your money. You need help.
Pay your money. So it's really about the relationship. That's where sales happen. That's where job offers happen. That's where you connect with people. That's where you're able to see someone eyeball to eyeball, and there's actually physical, like we don't see it, but there's actually physical chemistry going on when you sit with someone. So that's why you need to take what you learn online, offline. You're using the social for the intelligence.
Right.
If we could
So you have to have emotional intelligence, know the person, what they're looking for, and do the connection.
if we could just practice with androids, being social with people.
Well, Android's a phone.
Oh, I meant like cyborgs.
Well, in the remaining time, Laura, tell us why you're great. Give us your bona fides, how people can reach out to you. She has a great website too.
Thank you. Yep. So.
I'll just like looking at your website because the way it moves and everything.
Well, the website's
I would block him if I were you.
No, the website's very easy. I like to keep everything very easy.
It has to.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a KISS method. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Yeah. So my website is lauravirili.com, and people can reach out to me through that medium if they they need to email me. It's info@lauravirili. And basically, like I just said, I keep social media simple for people, and I make it very effective for people, because if you're in sales, I help you shorten those sales cycles and close those deals that much faster.
And I promise my good friend one more question, and you can answer it fast.
Sure.
He said, my friend said, ask her if these are going to be trends of the future. Live streaming, Snapchat video, influencer friends, that is, you contact friends who know lots of people, and a buy button, where you just hit buy button.
Yep. So the buy button's already happening. So if you are familiar with QVC, you can go on there, and if you like something, you just hit speed buy, and you're done. You're
smart.
You're absolutely
Impulsive
done.
people.
Impulsive, yeah, because I'm the type that puts it on my shopping cart and I never check out. Right. But in any event, so live streaming, Facebook's already doing live streaming video. So it's here. Live streaming is here. Snapchat's very cool. My daughter is 12, and she and I were taking a walk last night. She's like, "Mom, you need to get on Snapchat." And I'm like, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, like when you're going in to speak at a conference, you just put up your Snapchat, say, 'Hey, I'm in New York City. I'm about to walk in and speak to
like a nice intro.
5,000 people.' Yeah, it keeps
cool.
people engaged.
Right, and you're cool. You're kind of, look at me.
Yeah, it's the cool factor, right?
Well, having a kid will help you keep up on things that might you might need to know about.
That's exactly right.
Well, and people will see that. Go to Laura Virili, spend the money. It's a wise investment, and she'll make you better know, more efficient and productive. Well, no, famous, whatever. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much.
Maybe come
Thank
back
you for your time.
in a year. Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.